So today is the last day of 2024, and it got me thinking, like, what did I actually do this year? And I didn't think much about it, but then I started to look back into all the stuff I did. And it's way too much, and I think I should remember this when I get old, so that's why I'm filming this. Well, to start things off, I knew I traveled a bit this year. I didn't really realize how much I traveled. I went to 10 countries. I had no idea I went to 10 countries. I just started, doing looking the photos, and I was, oh yeah, I went there and there in 10 countries. That's like one per month. Well, I'll get back. I'll get back into that in the, as the video goes on. But this year was the year of the first time I do many stuff. For example, it was my first time going to a football match. I don't know, that may not sound that emblematic. To me it is. It was a childhood dream. I've always wanted to go to Madrid, to the Santiago Bernabéu, to see Real Madrid. And I did it for my 20th birthday. So my birthday, when I stop being a teenager, when I get to be a 20-year-old, full man with a beard. I have no beard, but I went to see, my favorite football team play. To me, that was great. Then it was my first time working. In my life, I had never worked a day in my life. And I got to work, it was not that I wanted to work, it was that we needed to do an internship for school of from April to mid-June, and it was like mandatory. Everyone had to do it, so that's why I had to work. If not, I probably wouldn't have worked. But I'm thankful it was mandatory, because that way I got a bit of experience now. And I got probably the coolest internship out of everyone in my school. How did I did it? That was pure mere luck. Of course I looked for it, but I applied to one internship, and the one I did, it was the coolest possible one, and I got accepted with zero experience whatsoever. I have no idea how I did that. I cannot tell you what I did. I had to sign a lot of documents in order to do that internship, but I was well dressed. I was wearing a nice suit, and I loved working there, and it was great. And I actually, when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I'll never work, that's awful. I loved working there. I really liked it. Of course, it has a lot to do with what type of job you do, whether you like it or not, but I was there from April to June, and I loved it. And the people there were great. I learned way too much, and I'm very thankful for that. Then, this may sound nuts, but as well, it was because of the school. I did an association. I was the president. Me, Daniel. I was the president of a cultural association. As nuts as that sounds, I'll explain what. Okay. It was not that I wanted to be a president of a cultural association. It was that I did an association, and nobody will. I don't know. I took the leadership role. I was the president. Did I do a lot? No. Were my teammates a bit mad? Yes. I did the job of president, which is not much. You just I feel bad because I had teammates that like really put effort in it, and I feel bad that I didn't work that hard, even though I was a president. But at the end, it was great. So the purpose of the association, it was a cultural association for artists, for emerging artists. So we did an event, and many people came to see the artists, and it was cool. And I was like, we got free drinks because we were creating the association, and we brought like many clients to the event. The place we did like sold lots of drinks, so they let us do it for free, and we got all the all the artists, and it was very, very cool. And my teammates were very, very cool. They're like, they're very close. I've been with them. They're my classmates. I've been with them for 3 years, and I really like them. And I didn't really do much of the work of the association, even though I was a president and I was the one who actually needed to work the most. I didn't do much of that, and I'm sad about it. But at least I accepted, and and at one point they were like a bit mad at me. They were like, "Dude, you're the president. You're not doing much." And I accepted, and I learned from that. And the next time I'm president of something, I'll make sure to work very harshly. But yeah, I did a cultural association. Then we closed the association because it was just for the university. And going back to the traveling part, I went to 10 countries. Those ones are France, Spain, Italy, Switzerland, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, Monaco, the UK, and Costa Rica, which is where I am right now. And I spent long periods of time in those spots. Like in Italy, I spent a month in Rome. All of August, I was in Rome. But before that, I was like a couple of weeks there. So I spent like a month and a half in Italy this year. Then I spent, I think, a bit more than a month in Sweden, which it was from June to July. I spent all of that in Sweden. I got back to France in late July, because the 1st of August I was back. I was in Rome. And the trip to Madrid was very emblematic because I got to see Real Madrid. Then the UK trip was the most random one out of the whole trips, because most of them were planned. The one from the UK was, I finished exams on the I had exams until the 17th. Well, on the 17th, I catch a flight. I went to school, my last exam of the year, with my freaking suitcase, because I had to flight like right after. I left midway through the exam because it was the only way I could catch the plane. And then I came back home to France. So it was like UK, I finished the exam, I'm out. Then I get back to France, and then one day after I need to take a plane to Costa Rica, which is France and Costa Rica, they're not neighbors. It was like an 11-hour flight, so that was very, very random. Probably as well one of my favorite trips. Behind Sweden, I have no idea. I think the trip to Sweden was amazing, and I had a very, very great time in Sweden. But the one in the UK was very cool too, especially because I finished exams like that exact day. So going to London was like, hell yeah. Oh my god, lots of traveling. Yeah, I think I should, make a count out of all the traveling things I've done, because I didn't really think much about it. And when you look back into it, it's like, no, but that's important. That's like, you should look back into your adventures and know which adventures you actually did, because then you just get old and you're like, yeah, I traveled a lot. Where, when, with whom? I don't know. I just traveled. Like, no, I think I should at least know where I traveled. The work was very great. The school was great as well. I didn't do any summer schools. Everything I passed, it was great. I got decent grades. That was good. And as well, I didn't put much effort into the school, even though it was very difficult. But yeah, I think I found a way to have like you can actually enjoy life without just sacrificing your whole life for school. Yeah, as one smart man once said, I never let what was it, like, formal education get into my way of personal education. Like I found that balance where I can enjoy life and have a nice time at school. Well, I have decent grades at school. Then I've been living in France for many years. Outside of my city, I didn't really travel France. So this year was the year where I actually traveled France and I got to know a lot of cities. I went to Toulouse, Lyon, Béziers, Avignon, Nîmes, like Marseille, Saint-Tropez, Nice, Cannes. Like I went to a lot of cities in France, and it's something I'm proud of because before I only knew my city in France. And I've been living in France for years, so it's like, okay, yeah, I've been living in France, and France is the most visited country in the world, and I don't even know the cities where I'm living. Like that was off. Something was off. So I got to learn a bit more about all of those cities. I went there. I filmed some nice vlogs. I met some great people though. I met Cuba, the Polish man. That is. Yeah, I made. This is very random. I went to so many adventures with a Polish man. In what and why did I go to so many adventures? He's a great man. He's a great man. He's a great man. I have to see him in the future. Do more vlogs and adventures with him. But I went to almost all of those cities with him. It's very random, and I'm glad I got to meet him. And what else? Well, lots of love going on in the year. Lots of stories all over the place. Yeah, there's a song in here where I am, which is like Año Nuevo, so it's like around for New Year's, and one of the parts of the song, it's like it left me a sheep, it left me a good mother-in-law. And I was like, when I was a kid, I didn't really, it's like, okay, that sounds like very weird, but right now I started to understand it. It left me probably a very nice mother-in-law, but there was lots of love, man, lots of love going on. Lots of love stories, lots of great things, man. It was just a great year. Oh my god! And right now I'm back in Costa Rica. I came here the 20th, 19th of December. I don't even remember. I think it was the 19th. And now I'm in Costa Rica. I got to see back my high school friends that I haven't seen the whole year. So until right now, I got to see them. That was very cool. I'm going to volcanoes, to the beach. I went a lot to the beach. I got tanned. I got an awful haircut. But school was great, which is what matters. I got accepted. I have next year. I'm not finishing my school in France. I'm doing an Erasmus, which is an exchange semester in another university in Europe. And I had to do it because the program I'm in, it obligates me to do the last semester of my bachelor diploma outside of France. And I only wanted to go to Sweden. It was the only place I wanted to go. And I got accepted to Sweden. So that's great. So next semester I'll be in Sweden. And after that I just want to go back to France, nowhere else. But I needed to do a semester exchange. I didn't really want to do it, but if I had to do it, the only place I wanted to was Sweden, and I got accepted there. And it was difficult because you needed to have a good profile and grades and blah blah blah, and there were not many coupons. I think there were 4 or 2, I don't know, and I got accepted into it. That's great. It was a very positive year, and probably most of my goals that I wanted to achieve in the year were actually accomplished, so that's great. What would I take, if I had to take back something out of this year, what would it be? Oh, that's a deep question. For that, in the last years I didn't do. You should always have a bit of rest, and whatever that means for you. So this year my rest was almost every Saturday or Sunday. I got to travel wherever, like a little one-day trip. And that for me, that was great. So last year, when I was in the school year, I was just studying every single day. And I was not doing it very harshly. I was doing it relatively like spread throughout the week. This year, I would study very, very harshly for 5 days. So in the weekend, I didn't do anything concerning school. Because that way, what I did was create little adventures so every week was an adventure. And every week I was getting what I needed to get done through the week. I was getting it done. And as well concerning traveling, which is something that I think I have a bit of an expertise at my young age. You know, when I see it with my parents, when you're 60, you don't want to travel. You don't. You don't. And if you want to travel, you want it to be in the least disruptive possible way you can. So traveling, you don't need to do many, huge things and take 12-hour trips. No, but like doing one-day trips, that doesn't cost you anything. You can go to the city right next to your city, take a little train, I don't know, pay 15 euros, maybe a bit less. Sometimes, I think in where I live, we did a trip back and forth to Avignon. So it's like 1 hour and a half by train, and it was 2 euros. It's like last year I wouldn't have even looked at that. I was like, hell no, I need to study. Why would I even waste 1 day of my year traveling when I'm in school? But this year I got to see like, okay, I'll get to be old like my parents, and they don't want to travel. You just see it in their face. They're like, they just want to stay at home. They want to be chill. And if they travel, they get tired quite quickly. And you need to do adventures. You need it. It's like you need it in order to stay, to keep the fire alive, to get motivated to do stuff, have a bit of adventure and adrenaline in the week. And as decent as you can afford it, whatever that means. Not just taking a 12-hour trip or going to London for a week, or no, it doesn't have to be luxurious, but just a little trip. I think that may change your whole week. And if you change your whole weeks, then that just changes the whole year. And that's very cool. So yeah, that was this year for me. Lots of things going on. And let's hope that next year it's very cool too, man. Thank you a lot for watching my videos, and I hope so you can see a bit more of my adventures as the next years come around. See you. Bye.